Koichi, are you really gonna just stand there like that?
I think you know exactly what I'm trying to say, Uncle Wina. I can hear it in your voice.
Honestly, it's just one thing after another with you two. They're back.
Koichi? What are you doing here? Don't play dumb with your own sister. You know exactly why I'm here. My apologies, everyone. I just need to borrow Chaska for a few minutes. You come with me. I'll be just a moment. Who is that?
Koichi, Chaska's younger sister. Although the two aren't actually related by blood, it's kind of a long story. It's not really my story to tell, but I guess it's not a secret. You see, Chaska was actually raised by cuckoo sores. She was afflicted with a rare disease when she was a child, and abandoned in the wild as a result. The Abyss found her out there, all on her own, and tried to devour her. But in the end, all that did was trigger her will to live. That strength of will pushed her to survive. But it also planted a seed of conflict within her. Eventually, she was adopted by the cuckoo source.
For some reason, Paimon.
Well, when Chaska finally returned to human society, it was Koichi's parents who adopted her.
I remember those days. One of those fights was definitely with. Eventually, she felt. It sounds like she's still.
That's partly my fault. Koichi asked me to stop Chaska.
Oh, I get it. No wonder you tried to talk us out of going to the Night Kingdom. Chaska even said that wasn't like you.
I'm all for your adventure. You need to take risks when you're young, because by the time you're my age, you couldn't attempt something like that even if you wanted to. Better try now than live with regrets later. That's what I say. Still.
All right, it's just the two of us now. You have
1 minute to explain yourself.
I don't have anything to say. You don't have to approve, but...
Koichi,
I think you know
honestly, it's just one thing after another with you two. They're back.
Koichi? What are you doing here?
Don't blink my apology.
I'll be just a moment.
Who is that?
Koichi, Chaska's younger sister. It's not really my story to tell. She was afflicted. That strength of will pushed her to survive.
For some reason?
Well...
I remember those days. One of those fights was definitely with me. But, you know, kids. You're fighting 1 minute and your friend's the next. Eventually, she found a way to rein in that desire to fight. It sounds like she's...
That's...
Oh, I get it.
I'm all for your adventure. Still.
All right, it's just the two of us now. You have 1 minute to explain yourself.
I don't have anything to say. You don't have to approve, but you should know I only do what's necessary.
That attitude is exactly the problem. It's like you don't care. You try to sneak off to the Night Kingdom behind my back.
Well, technically I am going abroad, right?
Again with the excuse. We agreed, but a trip to the Night Kingdom.
What do you mean, sneak into the place?
You bought off Uncle Wina, didn't you?
You feel like he went back on his word. What if I told you my mind was made up, and there was nothing he could have done? Not even...
Oh,
This is important.
You don't know that? I'm a doctor, and I handle logistics. If you're going...
All right, whatever. Anything else?
You... What do you mean, anything else? Why don't you reflect on what you've done and prompt...
Time out. Is this one of our normal arguments or a serious one?
Chaska, does it sound like I'm joking?
Then... you need to know something.
But the person you become when you lose control, that's also not who you are.
That's a different issue. You said it yourself. A person is only as good as their morals. If I want to live in Natlan,
I've also told you that managing your condition is equally important.
sometimes you have to make sacrifices. All right, let's stop this here.
Is that a threat? That sounds like a threat to me.
Koichi! Younger sisters are supposed to listen to their elder.
So, you're really going to go?
Then support me. I'll be back.
So, that's it. Why'd you have to turn out to be so darn annoying?
You two are something else.
Something you wanted to say?
I know you aren't related by blood, but you two sure are similar.
Really?
You know, I said that very thing to Koichi not too long ago, and she reacted the exact same way, down to the very tone of voice. It's not my place to get involved, but I will say this. Try to spend a little more time with your sister. You're tough kids. That doesn't mean you have to go it alone.
Thank you.
Anytime. All right. If you're done with the Spirit Speaker Stone, you might as well hand it over. According to Kinich, it's an important ceremonial artifact, so it'd be safer to keep it with me.
If only Tone-Deaf Bard was here, he could have repaired it just like the Holy Liar.
It might be in a few more pieces than you remember.
Huh? I see. Still, Citlali's going to be a nightmare to deal with now that you've broken her stuff. Stay safe out there in the night.
Astra Abyssosk. Ad Astra. Thank you for
Ready.
We're back! We found Kachina's ancient name, too!
Well, it's fairly complicated. Let me give you the condensed version.
The Fatui again? We can't go anywhere without them causing trouble.
But what if the Fatui finds out you've lost your power? Won't they try to take advantage of the situation?
That's why it has to be our little secret. No one else can know, or we're asking for trouble. Look, I wish I could offer you some sort of consolation, but still, all you need to do is focus on your goal. You can leave the complicated matters to me.
I can also step in on the Pyro Archon's behalf. There's a limit to what I can accomplish, but I'll help you however I can.
There's no need to be so modest, Yan-san. Your incredible strength has long been a well-known fact.
Archon, I'm sorry about before.
You have nothing to be sorry about. We all get overwhelmed by our emotions, myself included. Your reaction to Kachina's disappearance, I understand that feeling very well. Well, now that we have Kachina's ancient name, let's go track her down. Follow me.
What is this place? Hey, isn't that Atea's talisman?
Good eye. This is where I store all the various mementos I've collected.
Whoa. I've never seen this place before. There's so many things in here.
It looks like there are items from every tribe. Collecting.
I suppose you could think of it as a hobby of sorts. In Natlan, everyone grows up listening to the stories of heroes, and physical items do a far better job of preserving those stories than our own memory. Now, I still have some preparations to make for the ceremony, so feel free to take a look around in the meantime. If you're curious about an item, I'm more than willing to tell you about its origins.
All right, we'll have a look. Whoa, this weapon is huge! Which tribe did it belong to?
Ah, that weapon belonged to Tenoch, a hero from 500 years ago. Strictly speaking, he didn't belong to any single tribe. That's because even before the disaster with the Abyss broke out, he had already been exiled.
Exiled?
It was a punishment imposed out of necessity, but he accepted it all the same. He believed it was what he deserved. When the Abyss attacked, the tribes found themselves in urgent need of a powerful figure to lead them into the battle, and there was no one more courageous or resolute than him. He united the 6 tribes and accomplished great feats throughout the war. Ultimately, he perished, and because he had already lost his ancient name, the Ode of Resurrection was unable to bring him back. And so, he was laid to rest, alongside the countless warriors and civilians who lost their lives, buried in the soil of his native land.
Wow, he sounds like a true hero.
Indeed, even now his story is told throughout the land.
This is Atea's
I'm sure you're familiar with this one already. Atea was rarely ever without it. The talisman brought her a lot of luck in battle.
There are so many jars and potions around here. Do they have anything to do with alchemy?
No, those belong to the Masters of the Nightwind. They're ceremonial tools used to amplify the ability to communicate with the Night Kingdom and the Wyab. Yamaya is an expert in this field, and she taught me a lot. Even though she appears stoic and serious, she actually has a keen sense of humor. The tools you see here are quite traditional. Her students found them outdated, so she passed them on to me. The contents of the jars aren't all that special. Oh, except the big jar in the middle. That's what she really wanted to give me.
Ooh, must be something really cool. What's inside?
Grape juice.
Huh?
It's quite tasty, although probably expired by now. The powder still needs some time to settle, so let's wait a little longer. Well, what do you think of my collection? Do you feel like you have a better understanding of Natlan's culture now?
Yeah, if each item represents a different story, seems like Natlan's really been through a lot. Does every item hold a special memory, just like Atea's talisman?
That's right. The items in my collection actually serve a similar purpose to the ancient names passed down among the tribes. They demonstrate the true.
The shape?
Most people perceive time as a linear concept, almost like a straight
Straight.
line that can only move forward. But there's also a different theory, one that I believe to be closer to the truth. Namely, that the past, present, and future all exist at once.
At once? Paimon's not sure she understands.
Let's say your journey ended right now. Thinking back on your experience in each nation, which one would you say was the most important? Exactly. Even at the end of your journey, the things you experienced along the way don't cease to exist. They become part of who you are. Take out a portion of that journey, and you would likely make very different decisions, and eventually arrive at a very different destination. The future is the same way. It exists even though it has yet to come to pass. We just lack the means to perceive it. Of course, there are those with the power to foresee the future. They simply call it by a different name.
That does kinda make sense. The future hasn't happened, but already exists.
Humanity excels at living in the present, but too often we forget the past and neglect the future. While the pilgrimage and the Night Warden Wars lead us to a better future. Only by uniting the people of Natlan across countless eras can we fight back against an enemy as formidable as the Abyss. To come up with such a set of rules, the first Pyro Archon must have possessed a level of insight I can only imagine. That's correct. At first, he was a mortal man with no special power. After he ascended to the Divine Throne, he used it to borrow power from the heavens and establish the rules of Natlan. Namely, a framework through which ordinary people can ascend to Archonhood. By holding the pilgrimage, we're able to determine the strongest among us. In addition, the Sacred Flame will grant them significant knowledge and memory of this land.
So, it all comes down to the power of the Divine Throne and the rules. Wait, is that a family portrait?
Yes, that's my mother, father, younger sister, and the little saurians we raised. I turned a piece of my dad's leather armor into a canvas and commissioned a famous artist to paint our likeness.
Your sister is so cute! It looks like the two of you are really close. Paimon was having a hard time thinking of an Archon as an ordinary person, but seeing this portrait, it kind of makes sense now. It really doesn't look like there was anything special about you before. Oh, wait, is Paimon allowed to say that?
A little late for that question, don't you think?
Sorry! Paimon's so sorry! Paimon's mouth works faster than her brain sometimes.
It's all right. I'd never get upset over something like that. No matter what others may say, my past is a precious part of my identity. Becoming the Archon doesn't mean you sever ties with your family. The position just comes with a lot of responsibilities, so it impacts how often you get to see them. My father made the most delicious stew, so my sister would often bring me a large pot of his cooking, and we would sit on a blanket and eat it together. One time, we didn't close the door securely, and the saurians you were raising ran into the room and knocked over the entire pot. My sister immediately burst into tears. The two troublemakers were going for the meat, but when they saw my sister's distress, they froze on the spot. I still remember the way they laid there, sulking like a pair of children, even after making such a mess.
Wow.
Isn't that what being a family is all about? I think about that story a lot, actually. As the Archon, I made a vow to defend this nation, and experiences like that, they remind me exactly what I'm trying to protect.
Well, what happened after that? This portrait looks pretty old. Your sister must be all grown up by now, right?
I believe she ended up working as an architect and artist. She built many houses and crafted many beautiful works of art. Anyway, that's enough about me. Now that the powder is settled, we can begin. Ian-san, Mulani, Chaska, over here please. Place the ancient name up there, and then we'll begin. Surely as the echoes of life resound through heaven and earth, so too shall our stories remain eternal. Ancient name, take us to your fated bearer. Allow her to answer our call!
Am I hallucinating again?
Kachina, are you okay?
Huh? I'm not seeing things, am I? Is the Abyss playing tricks on me again?
It's okay, Kachina. It's just us. We're trying to find a way to bring you back.
Everyone, you have to listen to me. I've been investigating the Night Kingdom this entire time, and I figured out what's wrong. The Wyab is being affected by the Abyss. I was waiting for the Wyab to send me back, but then this really strong monster came in and it almost killed me. The Wyab saved me, even though its power is weakening, so I've been hiding from the monsters while trying to find a way to help. The Night Kingdom has become a huge mess, though. I keep hearing these awful sounds and seeing really horrible things.
Don't listen to those sounds, Kachina. The Abyss is trying to strip you of your sanity. All you need to do is stay safe and wait for us. We'll be there shortly.
It's okay. I feel so much better now that I've had the chance to talk to you guys. You don't need to worry about me.
हेलो ओटाकू चिक। हेलो ओटाकू चिक ब्रो, स्वागत है आपका लाइव स्ट्रीम पर।
I've never been strong or special at all, really. So I don't blame anyone for forgetting about me or leaving me behind. Just I'll find a way back. You don't have to put yourselves in danger to come rescue me.
You're always like this, Kachina. Now's not the time to act tough. We're coming for you, and that's final. I don't know what lies the Abyss has been feeding you, but I'll tell you something right now. Nobody here sees you as a burden. You're a victor of the Night Warden Wars, a hero of Natlan. All you need to do is wait for us to rescue you, and you'll get all the applause and recognition you deserve.
I'm really scared. Everything's so dark and creepy here. Still, I don't want you to put yourselves in danger because of me. I don't want to hold anyone back ever again.
All you need to do is place your trust in us, just like you always have. No one fights alone. We're not leaving you behind. Not ever.
Yeah, we're so close. We can't call it quits now.
Looks like we've lost contact. Now comes the most dangerous part. You have to traverse the Night Kingdom in your physical form. This entrance to the Night Kingdom was left behind after an abyssal invasion. Even a brief amount of time inside could expose you to corrosion.
I know. I'm prepared for that possibility.
All right, then I wish you all the best. I'll tell Koichi to be ready just in case. She's very experienced in dealing with abyssal corruption. That face you just made. Don't tell me you two got into another argument.
No, I just feel bad for creating more work for her.
I'll go with them too, Archon. The more people, the stronger the party.
Thank you so much for your help, everyone. It really means a lot that you're willing to brave these dangers with me.
Now that I've lost my power, I won't be able to provide much practical support. But I can still keep an eye on the situation from here. Eon-san, I know it's unlikely, but if you encounter a situation you can't handle...
That won't happen.
I hope not. Be careful out there. I'll observe the situation from here.
So we're underneath Natland right now? It looks nothing like Paimon was imagining.
That's because in the distant past, Natlan was home to an incredibly advanced civilization ruled by dragons. Humans only established their own society after the fall of the dragons.
So these are Saurian ruins? Wait, you mean like the elemental sovereigns? They had their own advanced civilization?
Yes, a really long time ago. Very few records have survived until now, so no one really knows what the devices here are for. These ruins have been abandoned for a long time, but with the recent increase in Abyss activity, the installations around here have somehow been activated again.
So what you're saying is, we're not in for an easy trip to the Night Kingdom.
No. It's going to be obstacle after obstacle from here on out.
Why are you all laughing like that? It's creeping Paimon out.
It's the pre-adventure excitement kicking in, right guys?
Of course. I'm eager to get started.
Then let's go. We won't let anything stand in our way.
Seems like the road ends here. How should we get across?
As a professional trainer, I think you could stand to build up your endurance, Paimon.
Professional trainer? Paimon thought you were a warrior from the Collective of Planning.
Well, that goes without saying. But I actually work as a sports coach. I provide professional guidance for many of Natland's popular sports. And I don't just mean physical training. I design nutrition plans as well.
Ah, so basically no sugar, no... Those guys look familiar.
We've fought them before. Let's go. Show no mercy.
Bow your head.
Evil looks. Shoot on sight. Into the shadows.
Silence!
place we need to go seems really high up.
Propagate!
Be sanctified. Settle down.
Time to testify. Ready.
Bow your head. Time for retribution!
Scatter!
Settle down!
Germinate!
Let the mighty be humbled!
Hunt them down. Into the shadows.
Bow your head.
Loaded. This is the final stretch. We just need to climb up, and we'll be there. Nothing to it.
Easy for you to say.
This must be the entrance the Pyro Archon told us about. The one ripped open by the Abyss.
Yes. There's something in the depths of this place that feels familiar.
We actually have to go in there? Okay, Paimon just needs to psych herself up. Don't push her through before she's ready. Hey! You don't have to drag Paimon! You're pulling too hard!
Looks like we made it. This is the Night Kingdom. It looks so different from what I imagined in the stories. That overflow of energy is probably what trapped Kachina here in the first place.
From this point forward, everything we know about the real world no longer applies. Anything can happen here.
Paimon's more worried about how we're gonna make it out. We obviously can't go back the way we came.
Do you see that patch of light on the ground? It's shining down from that fissure in the sky.
Oh yeah, right in front of us. So that's coming from up there? Oh, it's so high up. Did we really fall that far down?
Just like I said, our real-world knowledge doesn't apply here. We fell all this way, yet came out completely unscathed. If this was the real world, we'd have to climb our way back up to the entrance.
That's it? You really think that little of Paimon? That's not even why Paimon asked!
So that means all we need to do is find Kachina and bring her to this location.
Exactly. This light is streaming in from the real world. It's a link between the two realms.
The terrain looks difficult to navigate, and the visibility's not great either. How are we supposed to find Kachina in these conditions?
Yeah, these floating black things don't look super friendly either.
Those are all manifestations of abyssal power. Be careful.
Ghost! A talking ghost!
Calm down, I'm here to help. You're the ones who helped Vichama, right? Yes, I'm Vichama's friend, Malko. I was completely lost to this realm until I sensed a mysterious power calling out to me. It's like it was seeking me out, attempting to reassemble the pieces of who I used to be. Of course, it could only do so much. I'm sorry I can only appear before you in this imperfect form.
No, we should be the ones apologizing. If the Spirit Speaker Stone hadn't become corrupted by the Abyss, we could have done much more, but we had to destroy it. Otherwise, Vichama and his tribe would have been in danger.
Of course. Thank you for protecting him. I never imagined that, even after all these years, he'd still take such a risk for me. Under the power of the stone, it felt like our souls were connected. Turns out even our regrets were exactly the same.
Whether in triumph or death, you want your best friend by your side.
Exactly. That may not be in the cards for us, but it's not too late for you. You're looking for a young girl from the Children of Echoes, right? She's being chased by an embodiment of abyssal power. I'd like to help her while I'm still in this form, so follow me. Be careful. This place has been severely corroded by the Abyss.
Paimon didn't realize it had gotten this bad.
It's like a seething volcano ready to engulf our world at any moment.
Ouch!
Quick, get back here! You can't go wandering on. Stick close to me. My power will be able to ward off attacks for the time being. We won't be able to keep this up. Let's try another route. This way. Not good. More monsters.
We shouldn't waste our time on them.
An oversight on my part.
Time to testify. Into the shadows.
Bow your head.
It's easy to get lost here. Just stick close.
Did you hear that?
What?
Never mind. It was probably just my imagination.
Don't scare Paimon like that!
I heard it too. It was a voice from the abyss.
What did it say?
Doesn't matter. It certainly doesn't harbor good intentions.
Paimon just heard it too! Let's keep going. Paimon wants to get out of this place!
We're here, Kachina! Oh, honey? You made it! Looks like our reunion will have to wait until we take care of these monsters. Good idea. Let's go! Japan!
The tide's back.
You're here! You're finally here! Thank you so much! That monster can appear from anywhere. It almost caught me a bunch of times. The YF's power helped keep me hidden, so I just tried to stay out of sight until you got here. Had a girl. You did so well. And most importantly, you weren't hurt.
Should we start heading back then?
Actually, I have a request. Will you come visit the YF with me? I can't exactly put it into words, but something's wrong with the Ode of Resurrection.
That was the Pyro Archon's theory as well. Everything we've seen here certainly seems to back it up.
In the Night Kingdom, there are 6 main totem poles representing the Wyab of each tribe. You can think of them like the body of each Wyab. Additional totem poles, like the ones around here, serve as proxies to which the Wyab can extend their consciousness. There are countless proxies scattered around the Night Kingdom. Through them, the Wyab can extend their consciousness over the entire realm and track down souls no matter where they roam. But if a proxy were to become severely contaminated, then a soul could become lost within the Night Kingdom.
Judging by the current situation, I don't think we're dealing with just one contaminated proxy.
Still, we can't just leave the YF to suffer. It's protected me this whole time.
I agree. We might even manage to draw out the monster that's been hunting Kachina. Getting rid of the monster might slow down the deterioration of the Night Kingdom.
Kachina? What's wrong? Nothing. Just a headache. And that voice again, telling me to abandon the YF and leave this place.
Maybe we really should leave. Kachina's already been here for too long.
No, I'm fine. I don't plan on listening to that nonsense. I can hold on, just up ahead. I'll lead the way. Besides, I can still fight, so please, help me out a little longer. Listen to me, Kachina. We'll come with you, but that's because we want to help the YUB. Not because we have something to prove. You don't have anything to prove either. It's okay if you reach your limit. We'll be there for—
All right. The sooner we get this done, the better.
We've already come all this way. so we might as well try to get to the bottom of this.
Let's go. This way.
I'll stay here and try to stall the Abyss monster.
All by yourself? That's too dangerous.
It's all right. I may not be as strong as that monster, but I'm definitely more familiar with the area. I don't have much time left. If you're anything like my friend, I'm sure you're not particularly fond of goodbyes. So go. Achieve your goal, and return to the world where you belong.
Thank you for everything.
You're a true hero.
Thank you. No one fights alone.
Does your head still hurt? Let me help you walk.
I'm fine. You should know I'm made of stronger stuff than that. Wyab, I'm back. My friends and I are here to heal you. Wyab, can you hear me?
So we were right. The contamination is already too severe. It's preventing the Wyab from answering our calls. All right, get ready, everyone. Time to purge the abyssal energy from this place.
Careful. We've got company.
Already?
You really think that puny soul could slow me down? Courage in the face of futility is pure folly. He tried to get in my way, so I disposed of him.
You killed Malco?
He would have dispersed with or without me. Rather than worrying about him, I would urge you to focus on yourself. You may have defeated others of my kind in the past, but underestimate me now, and it will be to your peril. No, the power of the Abyss is intoxicating. The destruction it seeks I thought this naive little girl was an exception, but it turns out humanity is full of lambs willing to That is the tragedy of your short lives. You understand nothing of all-encompassing power. Ancient names, pride, friendship, all empty ideas invented to give you a false sense of self-worth. The Pyro Archon created those grandiose ideals out of pure selfishness. Anything to avoid sharing power. Anything to avoid handing over the primordial gift to ordinary people like you. Don't believe me? Then ask yourself, why is the Pyro Archon strong beyond measure, while you, Kachina, remain so pathetically weak?
Kachina, give me your hand. Feel that? I'm right here next to you.
Thanks, Moalani. You're right. I have nothing to fear, because I'm not alone anymore.
You're right. Maybe comforting ideals don't have any power, but you also couldn't be more wrong.
What?
The courage we have to stand before you and not back down? It comes from our friendship. The power lies not in the ideal itself, but in our commitment to upholding that ideal, and in our decision to stand together and fight!
Well said!
Let's go, Kachina. It shouldn't take more than 2 of us to handle an enemy like this.
Sorry in advance, but you deserve what's coming to you!
There aren't many in Natlan who can beat us when we're together. It's time.
what he gets for underestimating you two.
Fantastic work, Kachina. Absolutely fantastic. This makes me so unbelievably happy.
I'm happy too, Mualani. Together we really are unstoppable.
Huh? What's happening? My ancient name is glowing? But I thought I didn't bring it with me.
It's probably a projection from the real world. But that doesn't explain why it's glowing all of a sudden.
Wait, does that mean you're...
That was a bold move, diving headfirst into the fire to save your friend, especially in a place so overrun with abyssal corruption. Still, seeing you pull it off was really something. Everything you said was exactly right. As isolated individuals, we stand no chance against the power of the Abyss. It took years' worth of scars and lots of unnecessary suffering for me to understand that for myself. The Pyro Archon's plan will unite us as one. Everyone has a part to play. Only then will we have the power to defeat the strongest of foes.
Who are you?
Tupac, a warrior from the people of the Springs. I fought against the Abyss during the invasion 500 years ago.
I've heard that name before. You were the giant who saved all of Natland.
Since you were able to awaken my words from your ancient name, that means you have fully embodied the aspirations of the Wayub. Under the name Umoja, you shall unite the tribes and save Natland from its impending doom.
Me?
As long as blood still runs through your veins, even the tiniest spark of steel against stone can ignite a flame. Its blaze will become one with our vision for Natland. Even amid everlasting darkness, our bonds remain eternal.
What's wrong, Mualani?
So many memories. So that's what happened.
What do you mean? Did you just figure something out?
500 years ago, they foresaw the very crisis we're facing now. Efforts to save Natland started all the way back then.
We can go over the details once we get back. We shouldn't linger here longer than we have to. I know bits and pieces, but
This sounds like something that's going to need a lot of explaining. Okay, that should be enough. Wayub? Wayub? Can you hear me?
I hear your voice, Kachina, my dear child.
Great. Well then, I'm afraid it's time to say goodbye. I was going to ask why you bestowed an ancient name upon someone like me, but it's okay. I'll keep searching within myself for the answer. I'll never stop trying to improve my strength.
You are already an outstanding child in my eyes, Kachina. No, you are all my most beloved children. It has... Your ancient name is just that. A name. Much like your parents chose to name you Kachina, I also gave you a name, but it... Focus on who you... The story of your ancient name is for you to continue. Just like your parents, my love for you will never change.
Thank you, Wayub.
It gladdens me to see the Pyro Archon's plan move another step towards completion. But it is time for you to leave this place. Go now, my children. Save Natlan on behalf of all you hold dear.
I know we've never met before, Wyab, but I just wanted to say thank you for encouraging Kachina.
Whoa! What's going on?
We're out of time. It's the power of the Abyss. Quick, we need to run!
It's a Seelie! The Seelie opened the way for us! The opening in the sky! It's closing!
We need to hurry, or we'll be stuck here! Watch out for the falling rocks! Quick, through the middle! Come on, faster!
We'll never make it!
You've done well. Now come home.
We're back! The Pyro Archon saved us.
But she's not here. Yeah, didn't she say she used it all up?
She's still in the Speaker's Chamber. What we saw in the Night Kingdom was just her consciousness.
So you're saying her consciousness did all that?
Every great display of power comes at a price. You must feel terrible, Kachina. Just hold on. We'll get you to a doctor soon. Let's get back to the stadium. The Pyro Archon said she'd have a doctor waiting for us.
I recommend getting a full...
Paimon feels okay. What about you, Traveler? Right. You always seem to do pretty well against the Abyss.
Let's get going. We need to share what we learned in the Night Kingdom as well.
Right. The Wyab mentioned something about the Pyro Archon's plan. What is it exactly?
I'll let her explain everything. We're all a part of the plan now. Every move we make from here on out will decide Natlan's ultimate fate.
a lot less stuff here than before.
It's good to see you all here in one piece. I know you must have a lot of questions, but let Koichi check you over first. It's best not to let any lingering effects of the Abyss go untreated.
Thank goodness you made it back. I came here as soon as the Pyro Archon told me about your plan. Take a seat, everybody. All right, that should do it for now. But just to be safe, I'll perform another checkup in a couple of days. I have to say, though, I've never seen anyone react to the Abyss like you, Traveler. It's like you're completely immune to its power.
She's always been special like that. She can even purify its power. Wait, now that you mention it, Paimon doesn't think she's affected either.
Given the current situation, that ability will likely play a great role in the events to come.
Of course. I still have patients to see, so I'll head out.
Thank you, Koichi.
All right, all right. We must just give it time. I'm sure we'll figure things out between us one day.
Yeah.
All right. There's so much to discuss, I don't even know where to begin. You've seen it for yourselves now. The devastation in the Night Kingdom. I'll get straight to the point. Natlan is on the verge of destruction. It's very possible our nation has less than a year before total devastation.
Huh? No. That can't be true, can it?
That's right. But I've only ever disclosed that fact to the handful of people working with me to save this nation. Our looming destruction is not a recent development, but
Mualani told us a little bit about that.
500 years ago, all the nations of Teyvat were invaded by the Abyss. Unlike the other nations, Natlan never had stable and deep-rooted ley lines, so we suffered the worst of the invasion. The battle against the Abyss was exceedingly long and brutal. Even then, it took, and still, this is but a superficial victory. The forces of the Abyss have merely been driven back underground. The problems plaguing the Night Kingdom are all the more immediately after the war. But at that time, we were a nation of the our civilization was dying if we didn't bring. So, the Archon had a long and involved discussion with the heroes of each tribe, and finally came up with a 500-year-long plan to save Natlan.
So that's what happened. After finding Kachina, I encountered since the plan was mentioned in those memories, I guess I've been chosen to play an important role in it. But there's still something I don't understand. Those memories showed me the Pyro Archon from back then. And it was you.
Huh? But that doesn't make any sense. The Pyro Archon is supposed to be human. It's impossible for a human to live that long.
That's right. The hardest thing for humans to overcome has always been time. Or rather, the natural limitations of our lifespan. A god can extend a human's life by using a certain amount of divine power, or subjecting them to a curse. But, as we all know, Natlan doesn't have gods like that. We can only rely on our own methods. A human life is like a flame destined to be extinguished. 500 years ago, I placed my life within the sacred flame. Only by dying before my time could I have the chance to wake up again.
So, in other words, this is your second life?
Yes. We only managed to defeat the Abyss all those years ago because the tribes came together as one. If the Natlan of the future was to have a fighting chance, the Pyro Archons that came after the war had to rebuild the decimated tribes. The goal was to reunite the people and restore the strength of each tribe's Wayab. Once a tribe was back to its full strength, the tribe's Wayab would select a hero, indicating the tribe was once again ready for war. The Chosen would then...
So that means I'm one of the Chosen?
That's right. You bear the ancient name Umoja, the same one held by the hero from your tribe 500 years ago. After your adventure in the Night Kingdom, I trust you've come to fully understand the meaning of that name.
So in other words, You always knew who the Wyatt were going to pick from each tribe?
Yes. According to the plan, each tribe was supposed to have been fully restored by the time I awoke. But something went wrong along the way. The 6 heroes successfully inherited the ancient names. Once again, it comes down to the deterioration of—
Just like how the Ode of Resurrection faded.
Exactly. It's just another tactic the Abyss is using against us. If we want to unblock that information from being passed— So, I've tried. Currently, Shilonen of the Children of Echoes, Kinich of the Scions of the Canopy, and Iansan of the Collective of Plenty have all been acknowledged by their names. During your adventure, you too earned the acknowledgement of your Wayab, Mualani. In the process, you gained the memory.
Well, we have less than a year!
Yes, but we have no choice. We cannot start the plan until all the heroes have been gathered. That's also why I haven't been able to take action despite the
But if you knew this whole time, why didn't you just tell me about my role in all this? Wouldn't that make everything go a lot faster?
Perhaps, but the opposite could also be true. Knowing your destiny too early could mean failing to realize your full potential. Just like your determination to save Kachina, I hope your commitment to this endeavor comes from your own strength of will, rather than a sense of obligation.
So I suppose you're not—
That's right. Their time is yet to come. Putting pressure on them beforehand will only hinder their development. I can only trust in the judgment of the Wayab. I have never believed I could solve this crisis alone. In fact, it was precisely because I chose to trust and rely on others that we met. Natlan's salvation lies not in its Archon or any singular individual. But you're quite perceptive, aren't you? I thought I might get away with avoiding the topic.
Huh? Oh, right! All of the stuff you stored here before, where did it all go?
Even though I sacrificed my power, I still needed a contingency plan to ensure you would make it back from the Night Kingdom. After all, I was the one who allowed you to take that risk, and Mualani has an important role to play in my plan. In addition to their sentimental value, the items I stored here held a much more important purpose.
Fuel? So back then, that's why you...
Yes. The stories embodied by those items are certainly important. Over time, they became imbued with a certain on their own. By burning those items, I was able to activate the contending fire stored within them to open the boundary between the two worlds. It was a rather crude approach, so all their power was depleted in an instant, as you can see.
But weren't they all...
That's exactly why I dragged you all here. No...
You have nothing to be sorry for. You all deserve my thanks, actually. And then, besides, if they knew those items helped save the present-day heroes of Natlan, they would not mourn their loss.
Even when you put...
The people and the events, if you still have regrets, your deeds will become new.
Well, we'd still like to...
Now that Kachina and we could all use the rest, that's... Try not to let it get... All right. You should head out. I'll join you in a bit.
When I was young, I used to sit by the hot springs and listen to the story. They attract people from all walks of life. The people of this... It's been really nice, seeing the children of my tribe get older. It's helped me grow. I've witnessed their energy, even when they cause trouble, I'm certain Mualani will become a great warrior when she grows up. She possesses infinite potential. I can see it. One day, when I'm no longer in fighting form, I'll come here and tell stories to all the children, just like those warriors did for me. So, you better get busy, Pyro Archon, or I'll end up running out of stories.
Our nation is engulfed in darkness. The abyss, my rage, will never know but you came to me because you knew you could convince me with just a single sentence. I understand your choice. The heroes of today will forge the path ahead with blood and fire. Just remember to earn us the victory we are owed. Otherwise, rest assured, I'll find a way to collect the debt. For Natlan.
So, you're gonna head 500 years in the future to serve as the Pyro Archon again? But what about the you from right now? You're just gonna die?
You can't ask her those questions and expect her to answer, my dear. The decision is hers to make, and she deserves our support. We will do everything we can to rebuild the tribes. Don't you worry. Even across time, we will all do our part to fight for Natlan's future.
Yeah, Mom's right. We'll always believe in you, sis. Oh, seriously though, Dad should be here. Where is he?
I imagine he didn't know what to say, so he chose not to come at all. Don't take it to heart, my dear. That's just who he is. Just remember, no matter what happens in the future, we will always love you.
I'll come find you one day. I know I can't live that long, but I'll think of something. There has to be a way for us to meet again one day. If there's an answer out there somewhere, I'm gonna find it. So, don't forget about me.
If that's your decision, then you have my full support, Archon.
May our children live to see such a lovely son.
For Natlan!
No one fights alone. The rules are my legacy. They shall grant us the strength to overcome the next tragedy.
War forged the 6 tribes, taught us how to fight, instilled in us what it means to love.
Who will be the one to bring this to an end?
We are the inheritors of memory and legend. Those who grew alongside sun and wind. Those who forged our own destiny and future. That is Natlan's fire. The lifeblood of our nation.
You here for the victory feast too?
Oh, no, it's not.
Well...
She didn't cause any trouble during your trip, right?
Yeah, she was super helpful. She gave us a lot of useful information about the...
That's good.
Is there a reason you asked? You...
Maybe it seemed unreasonable, picking that fight with her before you left, but I did it for her impulse to fight is extremely strong. Her mental strength.
So what you're saying is...
Okay, so anyway.
What? Do you really?
No way. Chaska never opens up about her own pain. I appreciate the... Oh, and if you ever need a doctor, you know who to find.
Huh. Who would have thought there was a deeper reason behind their argue? In the end, it's all the...
Let's give a huge round of applause to our brave young warrior, Kachina!
Well done, Kachina. Thank you.
I always knew you could do it. You're one to talk. Don't think I didn't know you were the first person to abandon your team.
I had no choice. My friend invited me. I couldn't...
Oh, really? So you weren't just trying to get ahead in the first round?
I wasn't, I swear. When he insisted on repaying the...
But the fact of the matter...
I'm really sorry, Kachina.
It's amazing.
So,
our team captain...
Serves you.
All right. There's, dear friends, firstly, I'm grateful to my friends and our great Archon for helping to bring me back. This traveler and her companion Paimon are some of the strongest people I've ever met. They've agreed to let me learn from them. With their help, I believe I can become even stronger still. And let's not forget my good friends, Moalani, Chaska, Kanich, and Dion-san. They all helped the traveler and Paimon figure out they too deserve to be called our heroes. So...
Well said!
I'll drink to that.
How does it feel being a hero, Kachina?
To be honest, it's a bit overwhelming. Well, you better get used to it. Next up, undefeated champion! Hey, please don't make fun of me.
At previous victory feasts?
It does feel weird seeing you so up. Well, Paimon...
You're right. Enough do...
It's rare to meet Anyway, my sisters are...
Oh, we actually...
Yeah, the Abyss has like...
My apologies. Everything comes up if you cling to... But in any case, I wonder how long...
Ah, you're here. Have some fruit juice. I got it specially for you two.
How did you know? That's Paimon's favorite!
You look like you've still got questions. Ask away. Because they had their own lives to live. The thought of telling them, abandon your families and everyone you love, and come with me to the end of time. For in 500 years, Natlan will be just... You could just as imagine if I said, I couldn't make them shoulder that burden with me. Besides, every generation will have its heroes, this one included. The plan could still work without them, or, of course, without me. But since...
Paimon's suddenly remembering that portrait in your room. Was that your family from back then?
Yes, it was. So when you asked me who my sister grew up to be, the truth is that, from what I've been able to piece together, I can conclude with a reasonable degree of confidence that she ended up as an architect, and she played an instrumental role in rebuilding. Still, it was an impressive achievement. You feel loss keenly. This is a war. and there can be no war without loss. I am already far more fortunate than those who lost their lives to the Abyss. The people of Natlan look to me as their Archon, and the weight of their expectations is mine to bear. I must see our fate through to the very end, no matter what.
Yeah, doesn't that mean the way everything ends is already...
I suppose, but so what? Don't forget, time takes many forms. Even if the future ends in destruction, there's still no end. It's precisely because we humans cannot know our fate that This is a pivotal moment. We are still 2 heroes short. Well, 3, to be precise. There's one further hero who I'm hoping to get on my side. Your resistance to the corrupting power of the Abyss is truly remarkable. It would easily make you an all-important figure in the upcoming battle. If you agree to join us, you will not only gain my full support in your journey, but I will also forge a brand new ancient name for you.
Ancient names can be forged?
They can. Several strict conditions must be met, but if they couldn't be forged at all, then the number of them in circulation, possessing an ancient name would mean that your adventures in Natlan are recorded in full. Your stories would be remembered by our people for all the years to come. The Ode of Resurrection may have temporarily lost its power, but still, take this as my personal guarantee that I shall never let you fall. Just like in the Night Kingdom, I will be there for you. That is a promise I will fulfill at all costs. This nation always honors its heroes.
Yeah, we can't just ignore the situation here.
Wonderful. Then I'll reach out to Shilonen right away. She's the one who will forge the name. We've never forged an ancient name for an Outlander before, but I trust she'll find a way.
My lord, we've received word that the Pyro Archon has lost much of her power. Although your injury complicates things, this is most certainly the opportune time to seize the Gnosis.
Victory and defeat are rules, not outcomes. I have never taken advantage. As for you, I must confess.
No matter how you don't have...
I'm beginning to... You heard something from here, didn't...
Oh, something else you'd like to ask? Well, our intel suggests he hasn't made any new movements yet. Although Kenichi's investigation helped, I'm getting closer to narrowing down who that may be, but it's still unclear whether this person aided the captain out of willingness. If you learn anything about this during your adventure... Oh, something else you'd like to ask? Oh, something else you'd like to ask? That also comes down to the long-standing effects of the Abyss. Our people's survival, but their power has its limits. They cannot offer our people the same degree of... Everyone in Natlan and the Wyam have all... Still. Oh, something else you'd like to ask?
I've been through so... Are you still feel...
Nope. Oh, I bet you...
हेलो IQ स्ट्रीमर ब्रो, वेलकम टू द स्ट्रीम। क्या हाल चाल है? स्वागत है लाइव स्ट्रीम पे।
Is it what you wish to find? Hopefully the excitement of opening a treasure.
अपने पास वैसे नई डिशेस भी आई इस बारी। नेटलैंड की कोई नई डिशेस होगी। पंद्रह बारी बना देते इसको। अरे सक्सेस ही नहीं हुआ। स्वागत है भाई सबका जो भी लाइव स्ट्रीम पर आया है। दो बोनस भी मिल गया अपने को। बहुत सही है, बहुत सही है, अपने को बोनस मिल गया।
Has at least made it a worthwhile experience.
चलो भाई डायनासोर बन जाते हैं। और हमारे वैसे न्यू क्वेस्ट भी रहे करने को, कर लेते हैं। ये पिंक पिंक जैसे क्वेस्ट आए ना इस बारी नेटलैंड में, तो इसको कर ही लेते हैं। नेविगेट, यही है ना अपना नेविगेशन पे पहला क्वेस्ट अपना नेविगेशन पर यही वाला है। कौन सा था ये? अपने को यहाँ एक पायरो मिल गया, पायरो। वैसे एक बात तो है भाई, इसमें ना बहुत जल्दी मार को वो मिल रहे हैं, क्या बोलते हैं उसको, पायरो के पायरो के सिंबल्स बड़ी जल्दी मिल रहे हैं। एक डोमेन मिला है मार को, इसको भी खोल ही देते हैं भाई। अच्छा, तो ये डोमेन किस चीज का है वैसे? ओके ओके, तो मतलब ये डोमेन उसका है, मतलब जो भी वो है, मतलब व्हेन कैरेक्टर्स ऑफ नेटलैंड नाइट सोल ब्लेसिंग देयर डैमेज डील। अच्छा, टैलेंट्स के वो होंगे ये। अरे भाई ऐसे तो पहुंच नहीं रहा। वाह, सही है वैसे। एक हमारे को, अच्छा वही मैं वही तो सोचूं कि इतने पास में ही तो है इसका ये।
Fallen leaves, adorn my night.
What's up?
Let's hope
Wanna
you
play?
put up a good fight.
Well played.
Chill out. Stay put.
Fire it up!
Want me to come along?
सो भाई मेरे को ये मिला लेवल 1 का कजुआ। देखो भाई कितना मस्त है, 1 सिंगल शॉट में मिल गया मेरे को। 160 प्रीमोजेम्स में मिल गया।
One with nature.
What's our objective?
नथिंग।
can even see some Kaholosaurs here and there. Hey, why don't we try to get a picture with one or two of them in the wild? Well, they're so cute. They probably won't do that. Right? Huh? What's happening over there?
Help! Somebody help us!
Ah! Wild Kaholosaurs are actually biting people! Yeah, those two are in trouble! The legendary traveler and her trusty sidekick Paimon will not stand by idly!
Get back!
Don't panic! Just hang in there!
Finally! Someone's coming! Please help us! Scatter! Germinate! Propagate!
Moving. Hunt them down.
Scatter!
Bow your head.
Judging from your clothes, you must be scholars from Sumeru, right?
Hey bro, welcome to my live stream.
Yes, I'm Korea, and this is my senior Veronica. Thank you so much for saving us. That was a little...
Don't mention it! Handling these sort of things is practically second nature to us by now.
Still, it seems that all the Kaholosaurs just ran off. We need to capture at least one alive.
Capture one alive?
Correct. Say, I can see you are very skilled at dealing with them. You think you can use me as live bait to help us capture one? I will pay you for the effort.
Has been hyper-focused on his research.
Oh, no worries. But why did you approach a whole group of wild Kaholosaurs, and what's this talk about capturing them? Paimon's pretty sure that's not what they're trying to do.
I'm sure we must look very silly. The fact of the matter is that we're searching for a mysterious island from a certain legend. Approaching them without the help of a guide from the people of the Springs was certainly an unwise choice on our part.
A mysterious island?
Yes. There is a legend from the people of the Springs
that mentions a mysterious island. And Vranja believes the key to his research can be found there.
Are you certain you two won't consider my proposal to capture one?
Some proposal? There's no way we'd be willing to use a person as live bait.
Then I suppose discussing it any further will just be a waste of time. I must come up with another solution.
Vranja.
Oh, all right. You did rescue Karya and I just now, and I suppose I should express some gratitude. Thank you very much.
A little awkward, but Paimon will take it.
We should move on, Karya.
हेलो हेलो मम्मी, आपका स्वागत है मेरी लाइव स्ट्रीम को देख रहे हैं आप?
Thank you again.
That's all right. Bye now. You really don't see a pair of adventurers like those two every... But anyway, Paimon's really curious about that mysterious island that lady just mentioned. Yeah, who knows? There might be treasure! After all, the amazing places we've explored during our adventures, finding some mysterious island should be a walk in the park for us. Oh, you're right. The lady mentioned that the mysterious island is related to a legend of the people of the springs. So maybe we can start by asking some of them about it. Time's ticking. Let's get started on our next adventure. But the real question is, who should we ask? That's an idea. If anyone, the chief of the tribe should know the details.
Show me your moves.
Good silence. Let the mighty be humble.
You're pretty good.
Settle down.
Rain of bullets. Ready.
A reward on the road.
हेलो मम्मी, स्वागत है आपका मेरी लाइव स्ट्रीम पर।
to testify. Loaded. Ready.
Shoot.
It's time for a flash for children.
Into the shadows. What a disgrace.
It's no problem. You need to hurry up.
Bow your head.
A silence fills the air.
You've cleared your name.
Time for retribution! No! Bow your head.
Justice is when the tide comes in, I shall return.
Ready.
Silence!
Is it what you wish to find? Hopefully the excitement of opening a treasure chest has at least made it a worthwhile experience.